The New York Times taking aim at the family of Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. The Times publishing a hit piece on him, suggesting his 9 children are props for him and his wife. Writing about a cooking segment on a TV show, writer Caroline Kitchener, the former abortion beat writer for The Washington Post, because that's a beat at The Washington Post, couldn't hide her contempt for the family. Writing the Duffys, who had 8 children at the time and would go on to have a 9th, the horrors, were proud to highlight their unusually large family. Mr. Duffy's wife rattled off the kids' names before mixing the batter, noting that the 2 were away at Catholic camp praying the rosary. When it came time to fire up the burner, she stepped aside. In this all-American household, the rules were clear. Mom whisks, and Dad mans the griddle. Mercy, is this the patriarchy? It's obviously not the Ayatollah.
I love this patriarchy. It's
is this
great.
The patriarchy?
Make sure the man griddles. I think that's fabulous. Look, I think it's the Duffy family, and I've known them personally for years. I think when we would kind of be like, "What kid are you on?" And she'd be like, "Well, I beat you. I'm on kid 6 or 7." They are just a loving family. They want to just raise their kids. Their kids are just they're wonderful. And you know what? They're going to be contributing to our great country. So, like, I'm all for it. And again, it just shows how these reporters at the New York Times, they're so obsessed with, women can't have, children and a career and can't, it's going to hinder you from doing, living your dream. Well, I think their dream is beautiful, which is that of raising this incredible family.
Yeah, the last thing I think of when I think of weak women are Mercedes Schlapp and Rachel Campos Duffy's. The Duffy's oldest child, Evita, ripped the New York Times report, alleging that Kitchener asked her parents if they considered having an abortion when they found out they were pregnant with her. Posting on X, the New York Times just published a hit piece on my family, accusing my dad of using us as political props for his career. The writer, Caroline Kitchener, is an abortion reporter who now claims to be a family journalist. But it's clear she hates family, given how much the size of ours disturbs her. One of the deranged questions she bombarded my parents with was if they considered aborting their first child, me. The answer is simple. We are not a prop, a brand, or some act. We're a real, loving, faithful, joyful family, and Caroline Kitchener is bitter and a creep. Foldy, is this just, do journos ask these incredibly unhinged questions just because they're miserable and they can't fathom that, like, the positive test of a pregnancy test would actually be a blessing for some people?
I've never asked anyone that question as a journalist. I don't know if you have either.
No,
I don't know Evita super well. She started at UChicago the year after I did, but we met a couple times on campus. She's lovely, has a great career in the media of her own, and I think Caroline Kitchener is just a bitter woman. I wouldn't be surprised if she owns a cat and lives in a small apartment, and we know what J.D. Vance told us about people like that.
Jason, I'll let you have the last word here, but do you think that there's a little bit of like a disproportionate focus on just like the novelty of, I can't believe these people have children and a career? Don't you think there are like shades of sexism in how the media addresses someone like a Rachel Campos Duffy?
I think it is strange that, you have a family that is large and you have a woman who also has a career. I think that that's incredible. I think it's hard to do that anyway, for both parents to work and to raise a family. That's why I think we need things like paid family leave and child tax credits and all the things that the left fights for. It'll help a lot of families.
People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.